Chapter 4. A stranger named Esben. The door swung shut behind Tink as Nia pulled up a chair between Podo and Janner. "Lad, you know I love you, don't you?" said Podo. Janner nodded and added, "Yes, sir. I know I'm not your father. He was a good man, a brave man. He fought well and he died well in that great war. And it's my duty to raise you children as near as I can to what your father would want." Janner stole a glance at his mother. She fought back tears as she stood and busied herself with cleaning the plates on the table. "Now, lad, you're getting long of leg and your voice is getting thicker. I expect you figure you're nearing manhood, do ye?" Podo looked at Janner, with one white bushy eyebrow cocked up and the other eye squinting at him. "Speak up, lad." "Well, I'm 12. I know that's not old," but he broke off, unable to think of what else to say. "Sometimes you feel like your brother and your sister might weigh you down like an anchor. Is that it? Sometimes you feel like this little town's too small for all the notions you got in your head?" Janner stared at his hands. With a deep breath, he pulled the picture from his pocket. Nia stopped her cleaning as Janner unfolded the picture and spread it flat on the table. He could hold his tears back no longer. They dripped from the end of his nose onto the picture, mingling with the spray of the sea. Nia hugged Janner's head to her chest and smoothed his hair for a long time. "I wondered where that picture had gotten to. It's him." Nia nodded slowly, yes. "And he drew it, yes." Nia dabbed the tears from the picture with her apron. That was a different time, a different world. She was quiet for a long time. "Before the Fangs, your father would want nothing more than for you to sail your own seas, and one day you will. But if he were here, he would tell you the same thing your grandfather is telling you. There's a time to sail and a time to stay put." "Laddie, I understand more than you might know." Podo's voice was softer. "But hear me. I was there when your pa died. I didn't see it, but I was there all the time." Janner looked up sharply. "You were there? What happened?" Papa, no," Nia said. "It's time he knew something of where he's from, lass." Podo pointed at the drawing, then at Janner. "Look at him. He's the spitting image." "I don't see what that has to do with anything. Raising Esben's memory from the dead will do no good." "No good," Nia's voice trembled. Janner hated seeing his mother so upset, but desperately wanted to hear more. His name was Esben. Janner hoped to keep Podo talking. Podo and Nia looked at him with sad eyes. Nia kissed Janner's hair. "No more, please," she said to Podo, and left the room. Janner was silent. Podo was silent. The thwops in the bag were silent. Finally, Podo cleared his throat. "Well, you must trust me. I see your father in you. He was a great man. He fought for us. He died fighting for us. Your wee sister and your brother are treasures, same as you. And we wouldn't have our treasures lost." The old man leaned forward and he lowered his voice. "Blood was shed that you three might breathe the good air of life. And if that means you have to miss out on a zibsy game, then so be it. Part of being a man is putting others' needs before your own, boy." Janner thought of Tink and Lily. The idea of always having to look out for them still galled him, but he did love them. He wanted to be a good, brave man like his father, whose name he had just heard for the first time. "Yes, sir, I'll try," he said, not quite able to meet Podo's eyes. Janner folded up the picture and he looked at Podo questioningly. Podo gave his permission with a nod, and Janner placed the picture back in his pocket with care. So, lad, since you're so old now, why don't you and your brother and your sister head over to the festival without your mother and me coming along for a while? We have some chores to mind to. You're in charge. But Mama said that Lily couldn't. Ha! Podo laughed. I'll see to your mother. Just keep your sister close. Your mother and I'll be along directly. Can you handle that? Yes, sir, Janner said, suddenly unsure that he could. Podo clapped his hand on the table. Right then, now, there's something I need you to do for me before you three head out to the festival. He handed the sack of thwops to Janner and he lowered his voice. Would you mind dumping these stinkers over the cliff for your dear old Podo? Ha! Janner's eyes widened. What? I'm fooling, Podo said with disappointment. I couldn't do that after Lily's little performance. Podo reached into his pocket and he handed Janner 3 grayish coins. He took another bite of hotcake, swallowed, and burped. Buy yourself some munchies.